Hi guys, in this episode of Rate Decay, I'm gonna be reacting to something that was actually requested by one of my subscribers. One who has been with the channel for one of the longest times. I'm pretty sure it was one of the first people to even comment on my videos even. That being Ruth Delfino. And they've asked me to react to 70s Face the Sun album as a whole, which is what we're gonna be doing. But because of the amount of songs we have in this album, we're gonna be splitting into two videos. So in this first one, we're gonna be checking out the first four songs, which are Hot, the title track, Don Quixote, March, and Domino. And yeah, I don't really know what to expect from these songs. I'll get more of an idea once I check out the title track of this, which is Hot. And yeah, 17 are a group that I'm not really too much into. They're good and everything, and they have been around for a while, but ever since we got into the fourth generation of K-pop, them, along with other groups like NCT, haven't necessarily been as in my eyes as they used to be before that. So yeah, they still had good music, but I've never really cared too much about them, is what I'm trying to say. Although I've obviously reacted to them before on the channel. And I actually want to share with you guys the fact that I actually confused this title track for this album, Hot, with their previous title track, one of the previous ones, Hit, so many times it's kind of hilarious at this point. But yeah, before we get into the reaction though, I do want to apologize to Ruth Delfino, the person who requested me to check this out, for taking so long to react to it. I did say that I was going to react to it in early September, I think, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm sorry it took so long, but I've just been very busy, and summer always is very hard for me to keep up with everything. So yeah, I'm sorry I took so long, but I am finally doing it. So yeah, I think we should just get into it, because there's quite a lot of songs we gotta get through. So without further ado, let's get into 17's Hot in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, kind of a cowboy sound to it. Interesting how we're just straight up into it. It definitely sounds good, but it doesn't really feel like 17. Which, to be honest, is par for the course for K-pop releases this year. Groups don't really sound like themselves this year for me. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be listening to this one a second time. Man, this is so catchy! I think this might be one of the catchiest songs I've listened to this year. Oh man, this is so good. Oh, I know the fans are going wild over this one, that's for sure. I think this genuinely might be one of the best songs of the year, honestly. Because they really have very few caveats about it. It's catchy, it's energetic, and it's awesome. Like, my only caveat for this might be that it just doesn't sound like 17. But it's still like a very distinct and memorable song, and I like it. Oh man. I mean, honestly, I just want to get into it one more time right off the bat, because it was a really catchy song. It's a really catchy and playful and still like kind of badass kind of song. I do really enjoy it. I can't believe I waited so long to react to this, man. Because it's so good. It always happens like that, isn't it? I take so long and then I'm mad because I've taken so long when the song was like really good. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know really what I expected from this, but I definitely did not expect to enjoy it so much. Like, I don't know why, I just kinda, I guess, was in a bad mood when I first heard about this comeback. Because, like I said, I kinda confused it with Hit a couple of times, and I was like, wait, didn't they already have a song like this? Why are they releasing another one? That's kinda how I was thinking, and that kinda made me not really give a shit about this, but I am glad that I actually finally reacted to it, because it was a really fun song. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, there's not really much to it. It's a very straightforward song. Fun, playful, energetic, and sexy, and I do really enjoy it. Like I said, the only caveat I have is that it doesn't really feel like a 17 song. I mean, it slightly does, but for the most part, it feels like it could have been almost any 4th gen boy group song. Almost. It feels, it's like 10% 17. I can kind of feel into it, in the song, or maybe 20, but it honestly feels like very much like a 4th gen song. Although definitely one of the better 4th gen songs, because it's not just noise for the sake of noise, you know? But yeah, I do really enjoy it. I just wish it was still a little bit more 17-esque, but it's good. It's definitely good. So yeah, before I say my final thoughts about it, let's just get into it one more time. In 3, 2, 1. Like in most 4th gen K-pop songs, I feel like that alarm that you hear would be like part of the, overwhelmingly part of the instrumental, or maybe might be even the hook of the song. Whereas here it's just like a kind of like a spice to it, and I kind of like that. This, for whatever reason, definitely gives me some 3rd gen vibes. I mean, it's a 3rd gen group, but I mean, I could easily have seen this song in like 2016 K-pop, or more so 2018 K-pop. I think would be a better descriptor. Man, the verses are so damn catchy. I feel like the chorus could have been slightly catchier, but the verses are definitely really catchy. Yeah, this definitely feels like a kind of like a third gen song, down to the meh bridge. It's not a bad bridge or anything, just doesn't really have much interesting things going for it. Kind of like most third gen bridges, in my opinion. Man, this is so fun. I love this one. Okay, so we definitely have a hit on our hands. I really enjoy this one. I don't really have much to say about it, which is usually the case whenever a song is honestly pretty good. So I'm just gonna go for the rating, especially because we have a couple of more songs to check out here. So in terms of rating, I think I'm going to go with like a very, very solid 9.7 out of 10. And usually whenever I give a song like a 9 point something out of 10, I kind of say that it easily could have been a 10 out of 10. And in this case, yeah, still can be kind of like a 10 out of 10, honestly, because at the end of the day, any criticism I have towards this song is a fucking nitpick. But if I had to like describe in specificity the rating for the song, it is like a 9.7 out of 10, because I feel like it could have went a little bit more out there with the chorus. I feel like it could have been a little bit more bombastic. And as a whole, like I said, the chorus is kind of like somewhat less catchy than the rest of the song. So it has slight like things that could have been better, but overall it's like a really good song. It's really catchy, and I'll definitely be listening to it. And has very big likelihood of being in my top songs of the year, though we'll see, because I feel like this year it's gonna be a bloodbath, and I actually even already have planned that I'm gonna do more than one top list for the K-pop releases this year, which would basically be the actual top 25 songs or something, and then another top 25 K-pop songs, because I want to basically give us the spotlight to all of the K-pop songs that I really enjoyed this year. Plus, I really love making top list videos. They're really fun to edit. But yeah, we still have 3 more songs to check out, so let's continue with the first of the B-sides, which is Don Quixote. And I'm really curious what that song is going to sound like, because with a name like that, I feel like I'm kind of expecting a playful rap song, or at least like a playful song with a lot of rapping. So yeah, that's kind of my expectation for it. So without further ado, let's get into it and see what it's going to be like in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I was very wrong. Yeah, this is more like the 17 that I know and love. This one definitely feels like a 17 song. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be listening to this one. Man, I kinda now wanna check out pretty much their whole B-side discography, man. Comment down below if you wanna see that. I'll probably start doing it, but anyway, comment down below where you wanna see that. Or even go through my Patreon if you wanna make it happen sooner, because I offer that on a specific tier. Man, why is this song so short? It's like barely... It's not even 3 minutes. And it's over. Yeah, want longer songs, god damn it. Why shorter? Like, why shorter? Okay, so we're definitely off to a good start with the B-sides of this album. I really enjoyed this song quite a lot. To me, it debatably could have been the title track if they actually went a little bit more bombastic. Like, if it was a little bit more impactful, and like if it went through like maybe 1 or 2 more rewrites and like polishing up, I think it could have been, because I feel like it kind of lacks a little bit of the impact that the title track has. But it definitely feels more like 17 than the title track did, which I guess it's not necessarily something that most people care about, but it's kind of important to me for the groups that I listen to as a multi-fandom kind of fan, that they stand out from each other, and this one I feel like stands out more and feels more like their music than the title track did. So yeah, pretty enjoyable song. I really liked it. I have a big likelihood of actually listening to it in my free time as well, because from the last album that I reacted to of theirs, which I don't remember the name of, but the song 2-1, I've listened to that song so many times, and I feel like this one is a weaker song than that, but depending on how the rest of the album goes, could be the song that is the most memorable, and thus would be the one that I would actually end up listening to. But yeah, in terms of a rating for this one, I think I'm going to go with somewhere between 8.6 to a 9.4 out of 10. I feel like right now I'm leaning more towards the 8.6 out of 10, but I do really enjoy it, and I do like how much it feels like a 17 song compared to the title track, so there's that. But yeah, we still have 2 more songs to check out, so without further ado, let's get into the next song, March, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm seeing that people have praised this album for sonic versatility, and with this song being so different from the last one, it's kind of making me excited for the rest of the album to see how different it's going to be. Because these kind of albums where every song is very different are the kind of albums that I really like. Okay, I definitely like this one as well. So far we're 3 for 3, man. Is this gonna be my favorite 17 album? Okay, I think I actually might even listen to this one a second time. Man, I love how hard-hitting this one is. I think this one might be the hardest hitting out of the 3 we've heard so far. This one doesn't quite feel like a title track, but it definitely feels like a really good B-side. So I think you already know kind of what rating I'm gonna give it because of that. It's over? Man, I hate how deceiving some of these lyric videos are. With them putting like 1 minute of music at the end of the video so they get to claim and get money for the lyric videos. Which is kind of scummy, but I get it, you know, in a way. But yeah, another pretty good song. So far, like I said, we're 3 for 3. And I love how different all of these songs are from each other. Like, one of the criticisms that I had for an album that I checked out recently, although for you it's gonna be an album that I'm gonna release in like, album reaction that I'm gonna release in like 5 months, that being AOTY's recent album. One of the criticisms I had for the song in that album is that they sounded so similar to each other. Like every song kind of felt like they were literally trying to do a similar thing in the exact same sound and style. Whereas for 17's album here, all 3 songs are very different from each other, but all 3 are very impactful, very hard-hitting, and very much cover all the things that I enjoy about 17's music. And I love that. And like I said, I see now on the Wikipedia page that this album has been praised for its sonic versatility. And as I understand what they mean by that, I assume it means that every single song or most of the songs in the album are going to sound different from each other, but they're going to be very impactful in their own way. And if that is the case, that genuinely might be my favorite 17 album. So far, it's percentage-wise one of their best ones for me. Not that I've checked many of their albums, but it has more songs compared to AOTY that I like, so there's that. And I feel like even the next one is going to be pretty good. So yeah, for what this song is, which is a really good B-side, I think it nails it, and that's why I'm also going to give it a 10 out of 10. It's a really good song. I feel like it's the one song so far that I actually have no criticisms whatsoever for, or like nitpicks or whatever you want to call it. Like, it does exactly what it wanted to do, and it did it really well. But like I said, it doesn't really feel like a title track, doesn't really follow the formula of a title track, so I don't think it could have been the title track. So because of that, if we had to compare it to the title track Hot, it would be more of like a 9 out of 10, but it's a B-side, so I'm gonna judge it by the standards of B-sides, which it surpasses very easily, so we're giving it a 10 out of 10 for that. But yeah, I honestly kind of want to listen to it a second time, but I have a lot of songs that I need to react to today, so I kind of just want to get through it as quick as I can while still giving a very entertaining video. So we're just going to continue with the last song of this first part of the album reaction, that being the song Domino. So let's get into Domino and see whether it's going to surpass Stray Kids' Domino for my favorite Domino named song. In 3, 2, 1. I don't think it will. I can already tell you that, because it's a very different kind of song. Okay, kind of an, again, interesting shift, I guess. Again, it's a very different song. Not really into the retro-ish sounding sound, but it doesn't necessarily make it a bad song. Okay, this chorus is actually not bad. verses were slightly forgettable for my standards, but the chorus is actually pretty okay. Like, I kinda like my verses more like what we got in the last three songs. Interesting instrumental. I wish more of the song was with that instrumental. That would have made it far more interesting. Okay, so we kind of got another pretty good song overall. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think this song is still pretty good for what it is. Like, it's not something that I enjoy too much because it's more on the bop side of things, whereas I prefer more of the banger side of K-pop, but it still nails what it's trying to do really well, and it still even manages to be decently interesting and entertaining to me, so yeah, that is commendable. For what it was trying to do, I think it did it pretty well. It's just that, for me, it's not really too interesting, you know? I don't really see myself listening to it, because most of the time I just want to listen to very energetic and fast-paced kind of songs. Like, this kind of reminds me pretty much of, for example, Stray Kids' Go Live album, where every single song in that album was very distinct and very impactful in their own way, but we obviously had some songs that were more singing based and more soft compared to the typical Stray Kids rap heavy and very rough kind of sound, and I still enjoy them for what they are, and I kind of pretty much enjoy this song for what it is as well. It's a more calm and more singing based kind of song, but it's still good for what it is. It's just that I prefer the other songs a little more. So far we're still honestly pretty good for this album. Like, so far the quality of this album is very high, and it very much has the likelihood of being my favorite album of theirs, depending on how the rest of the album goes, which is like 4 more songs we have to check out, but we're gonna do that in the next video. So yeah, in terms of a rating for this one, for me personally, it's kind of like an 8.2 out of 10, but I kind of want to give it like a more of like an 8.8 out of 10, so I don't know, I guess whichever one of these two you want, because I feel like both 8.2 out of 10 and 8.8 is kind of very descriptive of the song, because it is a really good song, no matter what. It's just that ultimately it depends on whether you're more into this kind of stuff or more into what the last 3 songs were, and I'm more into the last 3 songs, so there's that. But yeah, so far, pretty good album. I'm actually surprised of how good it is, because I was honestly kind of dreading doing this reaction, because like I said, I have a lot of songs to react to today. And sometimes, or I feel like in general nowadays, reacting to K-pop songs has started to feel kind of like a chore. Which honestly, I don't think you can blame me for that, because I've done like 655 episodes of Raid the K. So I think it's fair that I'm starting to feel burnout in terms of doing K-pop reactions, but still, I was dreading this because I didn't really think I was gonna enjoy it that much, especially based on my experience with the last two albums of other groups that I reacted to, which was MCND and AOTYs, which weren't too exciting, not like this. So I was thinking, oh man, it's gonna be such a bore fest, but no, I'm so far actually enjoying it quite a lot, so there's that. I'm honestly really excited to see what the final 4 songs of this album are gonna be like, so let's stop wasting time and just get into it. So yeah, what did you guys think about this album so far? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 6 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, August Dice, Corby Dead, Drew, and Gacha Foxy. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you've decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything, and that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way
otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say.
And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!